hair is wild today. Okay. Hello. Hi, Hinsters. How you doing? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome too. My name is Hinny. I'm a spiritual astrologer, and we're going to talk very quickly today about the full moon in Aquarius. So let me know in the comments where you have this full moon, which house it is in your birth chart. I'm going to go briefly through all the signs as well. And your rising sign is the most accurate, so try to consider that. And if you're new and you like what I do, please do subscribe to my channel and give this stream, this video, a thumbs up as well if you like what I do. Anyway, also if you're tuning into the live, hello, leave me a comment, let me know who you are. Yeah, it's hump day, happy hump day. The moon is in Sagittarius. I'm in a very good mood, but I do have to move quick today. So let's see how quick we can go. We've got this full moon then in Aquarius, very funky, wacky, wild card Saturnian sign. And the full moon itself is happening officially on the 20th of August, 2024, of course. And it's happening at 27 degrees of August. I was just on my TikTok live. I'm very new there, but on my TikTok live, I was talking about, or I didn't mention this rather on the live, but I'm going to mention it here, that I think also this full moon is a big, for some people, especially Aquarius risings, it's a big kind of learning moment or wise moment in some sense, especially with this overarching dragon year energy. I'm liking it for those moments of like big learning and kind of wisdom, all that jazz. So that might be relevant for you if you're Aquarius rising, especially. But anywho, first of all, what are full moons? So I do have a video already here on my channel, which I'll try to put somewhere in this video later on full moons and new moons, just in general. Well, actually, I go quite in depth, so you can check that out if you're not sure like what a full moon is. But very briefly, a full moon represents such things as letting go, such things as culmination, and such things as craziness, like crazy wildness, even things like being ravenous and greedy and eating a lot or consuming a lot around the full moon. There's lots of stuff we can say about the full moon. That's just a tiny little bit. But also, what's Aquarius? Very briefly. So Aquarius is the masculine air sign and also the masculine expression of Saturn. So in traditional astrology, Saturn, he is the ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius is an air sign, often mistaken. Even when I first got into astrology, I thought Aquarius was a water sign, but it's not. Aquarius is an air sign and a fixed air sign at that. So that is all air things becoming fixed. So air, of course, it's air itself. It's also communications. It is words. It is ideas, perceptions, perspectives, and all that jazz. And when we have that in a fixation, then we have lots of Aquarius heavy people having things like fixed ideas or stubborn opinions or conviction, a lot of conviction. So Aquarius risings in particular can be some of the most of conviction type of people. It can also make people very zealous or very passionate about something when they have a lot of Aquarius in their chart. And of course, it can make them somehow very wacky or wonderful or zany, and because Saturn rules all those who are ostracized or exiled in some sense. So all those who are like pushed beyond the boundaries, who are on the outskirts in some sense. That's all Saturn's domain. And speaking of Saturn, Saturn, he is the host of this full moon in Aquarius as well, because he rules Aquarius, and hosting Aquarius, he's at 17 degrees of Pisces, and also he's retrograde. And at the time of the new moon, he's going to be exactly squaring Jupiter. And remember, Jupiter is conjunct Mars. So I did a video already on this conjunction of Mars and Jupiter. You can check that out later if you want. So we already have that square taking place. And I have also noted here that we've got the sun, of course, opposing the moon, because that's always a full moon. What happens? They're always opposite each other exactly on the same degree, same sign. But I get this message because Mercury's here as well, retrograde at 26 degrees. One sec. It's getting hot. Mercury is retrograde at 26 degrees at the time of the full moon. And so I have this message here of like, calm the farm. And this can be mentally speaking as well. And get out of the head for some people. This can be a big kind of thing around the full moon in Aquarius. And what else do we have around this full moon? Then we have the moon exactly squaring Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus is also very often associated with Aquarius, especially because Uranus is associated with or rules many things, such as like a divine theft. So stealing or the theft of things for the development or the growth or the survival or the advancement of something, someone else. And Uranus is often associated with quirkiness as well and being kind of off kilter. What I want to say is wacky reactions around this full moon in Aquarius for a lot of people. Wacky reactions. And the moon, she moves very fast through the skies, through the signs. She spends less than 3 days in each sign. And as she does this movement, she's kissing or meeting each of the gods, and she is carrying light from one god to another. And she, before this full moon, will have left Pluto in Aquarius. And then after the full moon, she meets the actual host of the full moon, Saturn. So she meets Saturn. She carries a lot of Plutonian light to the opposition with the sun, and then to Saturn on the other side. So I quite like that. There's this sense of like something coming full circle as well, or kind of did you learn your lesson or lessons learned type of vibe as well. But the bigger thing I sense here for many people with this carrying of light from Pluto through to the sun and then to Saturn is this kind of trudging through those initial kind of withdrawal symptoms. So a lot of people trying to quit something or someone or cut something out, especially in Mercury retrograde, there can be some kind of thinking again type moments. But yeah, I get trudging through those initial withdrawal symptoms. Now, I want to say also that full moons can be good. Even though they're full moons, they can be good for some people. They can be good experiences. And also they can be a bit meh. Nothing especially happens sometimes with full moons for some people, especially if this is not happening in an angular house for you. So that's the 1st, 4th, 7th, and 10th houses. So check your birth chart and also look at just your general situation, what's going on for you. That will give you a clue as to whether or not this full moon will kind of affect you or help you in some way or speak to you in some way. So the moon, yes, she's in her secret detriment in the sign of Aquarius. She doesn't like to be in Capricorn, and she doesn't like secretly to be either in the sign Aquarius, the other Saturnian sign. And so I get as key themes here, being tired, being fed up, being exhausted as well around this full moon in Aquarius. And I also have these messages of like, enough said, like say no more. And that Madonna song, Sorry, which has that lyric, I don't want to hear, I don't want to know. So I can have a lot of that for a lot of people as well. Now let's get into the rising signs real quick. So for Aquarius rising, we've got things like cutting off all the hair, cutting off all the hair, letting also things go to end suffering. Remember, full moons are moments of letting go. And also, we have relieving somebody of their position or their role for Aquarius rising. For Pisces rising, then we have, if you have kids, which can include pets, by the way, but kids acting up in some sense, and also powerful dreams about exes for some Pisces risings, and relieving somebody. Sorry, that's Aquarius. Something Pisces can hit you out of nowhere as well, something unexpected. Aries rising. So this is friends and home, hometown friends, maybe. This Aries is getting rid of something at home, can be like random home clear outs, and wishes or goals being thwarted as well for some Aries risings, or things just like annoyingly getting in the way. Taurus rising, then we have siblings, neighbors, friends, and work coming up for you. So, for example, a sibling or a friend might quit their job. This is also strong reactions to a sibling, maybe a fight with a sibling. This is reacting to a neighbor or somebody nearby, Taurus. Okay, Gemini. For Gemini, this is like sudden spending on something educational. This is like rash decisions to drop all the shiz and go on a trip, on a holiday. Gemini, this is also learning something uncomfortable about your diet and or about your spending. Cancer rising, this is being pushed out of the idleness. This is also kind of, for some Cancer risings, begrudgingly fulfilling favors. And for other Cancer risings, this can be making difficult choices for yourself or for the sake of yourself. Leo rising, this is responding to an ex or reacting to an ex, otherwise dealing with an ex. This is enemies or haters having kind of random outbursts. This is your partner, if you have a partner or partners, making a bad choice, or they have a bad reaction, or they are even just kind of being very wacky and Aquarian somehow. Virgo rising, this is admitting that a plan didn't go well. This is also attracting people and services to resolve something. This is also taking the good and the bad in your stride, Virgo. We've got Venus in your first house as well, so very good recipe for that. Libra rising, this is kids acting up. Again, we had that for Pisces rising as well. And for you though, this is also kind of fecking it all and deciding to have a fun kind of binge to really just treat yourself. And this is also self-indulgence at work, or being a bit more righteously selfish at work, Libra. Scorpio rising, this is learning something hard about family or the past. This is also eruptions at home. This is also having to take a trip back home. Sagittarius rising, this is siblings, friends, neighbors, and secrets. Something is coming out, something comes to be learned, to be known. This is having to put up with nearby nuisances as well, maybe for the long-term benefit of you, but it's annoying. Siblings, friends, neighbors again, but also they're having like a hissy fit, or they're throwing a tantrum in some sense, Sag. And finally, Capricorn rising, this is big necessary expenses. This is switching it up or going back as well in terms of your diet and or your nutrition. And this is also for some Capricorn risings, overspilling or a big kind of giving to your partners. That's all I've got time for right now. Have a lovely rest of the week, and I'll see you probably tomorrow in another video where I'll be talking about Virgo season. Love you. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.